Hey everybody, Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. We are starting up a new thing here on the YouTube channel. This kind of is going to mimic what we've been doing on the website for, since 2001. This is a new feature here on the YouTube channel. It's called the Listening Room. So here is where I'm probably going to do this once or twice a month. Here is where I talk about and show some stuff that I'm kind of listening to, maybe new things I've bought or acquired, things that I'm just kind of really, checking out at any given time. So you can kind of see what I'm listening to in my spare time in between reviewing stuff and, digesting material for the website or for the YouTube show. So here's just stuff that I'm listening to. Some of this stuff will eventually make it onto reviews, shows, as well as reviews on the website. So specifically two, which I've just recently gotten, which I have yet to review, but I've been listening to. So we got the new solo release from Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top called The Big Bad Blues. Just got that. Liking it so far. Joe Bonamassa's Redemption. This is also quite good. Just recently got both of these, so look for reviews both here on the channel as well as on the website coming up. Just got this recently, and if you watch my History of Gentle Giant, I talked a little bit about this. This is Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, Part of My Past, an anthology of Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, which of course was the band right before Gentle Giant, featuring the Shulman Brothers. What else we got here? The Crusaders. Crusaders 1. I've recently been, filling in gaps in some jazz stuff that I didn't have because there's so much out there to get. Love both these players. Just got this recently. This is Larry Carlton with special guest Robin Ford live in Tokyo. 2 guitar masters live. Incredible stuff. What else? Speaking of Robin Ford and the Blue Line, Handful of Blues. I saw Robin live a couple months ago. It was just completely amazed, and I've been trying to scoop up as much of his stuff as I possibly can. This just in, you're going to see a review of this coming up. Dream Child, Until Death Do We Meet Again. Craig Goldie and a bunch of guys who are associated with Ronnie James Dio's great band Dio, as well as a few other cats making music that sounds just like classic Dio. Very, very good. I just recently got these because I used to have almost so many of their albums on cassette back in the day. Russ Freeman and the Rippingtons, Kilimanjaro and Moonlighting, their debut. I really like the Rippingtons. It's more of kind of like smooth jazz, but there's some really good playing on there, great melodies. I've always really dug them, and I just realized recently, especially when I was doing the jazz show, looking through all my jazz collection, I'm like, crap, I no longer own any Rippington stuff because I had a ton of them on cassette. Well, not a ton. I had a handful of them on cassette because there was, late 80s, very early 90s before I made the full switch to CD. Tom Scott and the LA Express. A 3 on 2 disc set. So we've got the self-titled. We've got Tomcat and New York Collection. This is fantastic stuff, folks. Jazz fusion and funk and pop. Love it. Something else I just recently got on CD, because I used to have it on cassette, just never got around to getting it. Captain Fingers by Lee Ritenour. Really good stuff. Kind of that smooth LA jazz style, which I love. Matt Schofield, Far As I Can See. Tremendous British blues guitar player. Seek that one out if you like blues guitar playing. What else we got here? Another one that I'm surprised that I did not have. Alphonso Johnson, acclaimed bass player, of course, from Weather Report and other bands during the 70s. These are his first three solo albums, Moon Shadows, Yesterday's Dreams, and Spellbound. Awesome stuff. Jazz and funk, really dig it. What else we have here? Some more stuff that I used to have on cassette and never replaced on CD till now. The Yellow Jackets debut. Great early 80s fusion. I like the first two Yellow Jackets albums the best. Menage a Trois. Basically the Yellow Jackets trio with Robin Ford guesting on lead guitar. Of course, you see that Robin Ford connection, right? What else we got here? This is a very cool one here. A band called Kane, hard rock band from the early 70s. A Pound of Flesh, kind of a gross album cover, but a very heavy, good, underground U.S. hard rock album. Dig this a lot. What else? What else we got here? Oh, this one. Jesus Christ. Sean Lane, Powers of 10 Live. Holy moly, folks. You know, I've long known about Sean Lane and his guitar prowess. May he rest in peace. What a talent! But I never had a lot of his stuff. This is a fantastic early '80s jazz fusion album with just incredible guitar work, unbelievable guitar work. That's smoking stuff. Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band, Lay It On Down, one of his more recent albums. I like this. Kind of accessible. It's bluesy. There's some kind of rootsy, dare I say, southern rock / modern country stuff on here. Great guitar work, great vocals. Really like that a lot. Here's something. Can't believe I never owned this. Crossings by Herbie Hancock. Another mid-70s gem from the jazz fusion and funk artist, keyboard extraordinaire. You've seen me review these two before. Allman Brothers Band, Peach Picks, Cream of the Crop 2003, and Allman Brothers Band, Fillmore East, February 1970 from the Vaults. Both awesome Allman Brothers Band stuff from different eras, obviously the beginning and towards the end. What else? Here's a bunch of albums from Spyro Gyra, another one of those bands that I used to have so many of their albums on cassette, and I just, for some reason, never replaced them. So, I mean, we're talking 20-some-odd years here that I have been without Spyro Gyra on CD. So we got Alternating Currents. These are a lot of their earlier ones, so the late 70s into the early 80s, early mid-80s. Carnival. Morning Dance, probably their best, my favorite. Breakout. And Incognito. All really good albums, kind of along the lines of the Rippingtons. Basically, just very, just incredible, accessible jazz fusion, pop, Latin tinged, pop and jazz. Very upbeat stuff, not as complex as some of the, classic jazz fusion from the 70s, but quite good on its own. Glass Harp. Been kind of getting into the guitar playing of Phil Keaggy lately, a Christian guitar virtuoso. He had a band in the early 70s called Glass Harp, which you could kind of classify. I mean, they were still Christian lyrics, but prog and hard rock and a bit of pop. So I've gotten a bunch of actually all of their albums. So we got the original Glass Harp on CD. We got It Makes Me Glad. And also Synergy. And then they're live at Carnegie Hall, which I believe is from 1972. Really good stuff. Like I said, a mixture of hard rock and prog and some mellow pop, but incredible guitar work from Phil Keaggy. Kind of in spots, he reminds me of like Eric Johnson if he was playing a Les Paul. Really good stuff. What else we got here? Tom Scott, solo stuff from the 70s. Blow It Out, Intimate Strangers, and Street Beat. Really good albums. Jazz and pop and soul and R&B. He also did the theme song for Starsky and Hutch that's on there. What else we got here? Walter Trout, blues guitar virtuoso. Walter Trout and the Radicals, Relentless. Relentlessly good. Searing crazy blues and blues rock. And picked up a couple Kenny Wayne Shepherds here because I never had any Kenny Wayne Shepherd. The Ledbetter Heights, I believe that's his debut. Pretty fantastic stuff if you like Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then Trouble Is, his follow-up. Great stuff. A lot of groove. Just great tunes, great guitar playing, soulful singing. Anything else? Yeah, never had this before. This is Free as the Wind by the Crusaders. Joe Sample and Company. Very good album. Never had that before. There's other stuff. New Primeval, Armageddon I'm listening to a lot lately. What else? Geez, off the top of my head. I'm going to do another one of these because this is mostly kind of like a jazz and blues themed selection of tunes here, but I got a lot of my metal stuff in the car, so I'm going to go grab those out maybe next week and give you some more of my things in my listening room. What am I listening to in my spare time? So this is on the web at www.chatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on the mighty YouTube as often as we possibly can. Stay tuned for all sorts of good shows coming up. Got lots in the pipeline. Also, make sure you check out our library of all the recently posted videos. There's a ton of great stuff on there. So until next time, see you again. Bye-bye.